everybody. It's been 2 weeks. I missed you pieces of just playing. Anthony, give us an intro. Let's kick this off. It's going to be a short but sweet show.
Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell. You know what to do? Cousins, let's get into it. Let's get started. Let's get hot. It's college ball. We just watched a thriller.
We watched, the Texas was a thriller, but let's, here, college ball, I'm going to keep it real simple because by the time you watch this, these games are going to be over anyway. I have a feeling that Notre Dame wins it all. They're plus 650. I don't know why. I like the defense. I like what's there, and I think that they could beat Penn State no problem. That's how I feel. Now, I don't have any much more to say other than Texas looked like shit today, and they got lucky that they didn't call helmet to helmet in the end of the regular time because it would have been a field goal for Arizona to win it. So I don't know what you have to say, but I'm trying to keep that short because
I think Penn State has showed yesterday while they did win, they could have won that game by much more. Why didn't they win that game by much more? They have terrible coaching. I saw 3rd and 3 in that game yesterday. I saw them attempt a double pass on 3rd and 3 when they were controlling the ball up front. I then seen them on 3rd and 1 roll their quarterback to the opposite direction. Didn't convert that either, made the game closer than at that point.
Yep.
I think that Franklin in the big game is terrible, and for that reason, whether it be Notre Dame or Georgia, I will be taking either one of those against Penn State. I do believe you're correct, though. I do like Notre Dame to beat Georgia and then go on and beat Penn State. In terms of Texas, the Ohio State-Oregon matchup going on right now as we speak, I'm going to be taking one of those two teams over Texas as well. I think Texas has skated by for far too long.
well, it's easy right now. Ohio State's up 14 with the ball still, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the Buckeyes can win. I think they can win it all.
Yeah.
I think they can play in Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame also has a shot to win it all. If you watch the first episode of the year that we shot live,
you said Ohio State.
I said Notre Dame.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Wow.
I said
Really?
I think Notre Dame has what it takes to win the whole thing.
They were probably at the time, probably 15-1.
Probably, yes. And I believe that because they have a ton of senior leadership on that D. And again, they're getting hot at the right time. Jeremiah Love is a great player.
I just like, you've mentioned their defense. I've watched it. I like it. We'll see what happens. All right, on to NFL. Last week of the regular season, I've gotten my ass beat over the last 2 months, let me tell you. And not only have I got my ass beat, so has DraftKings, so has FanDuel, so has Fanatics, so has Caesar Sportsbook, so has Penn, whatever they call themselves now, ESPN Bet. Every sportsbook is getting absolutely hammered because the favorites are winning. So I don't know if this trend's going to continue, but right now I've got guys in my DM saying, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to be a sports bettor because I found the glitch. You just take the favorite. Guys, it does not work like this forever. and ride the wave. I've even said it. I should just take every pick opposite of what I like right now, and I'd be doing much better. If I did that last week, I would have made a lot of money. Because the Falcons blew it. I mean, I loved them to death. I even posted about it early, but I don't know what to say. I got a lineup going down here. I got some picks this week. I am taking some dogs because I think at some point the trend's got to turn, and I'm just going to sit here and wait.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really been crazy that you can kind of look at the board and say, hey, this team, we've talked about this. This team is better than this team. And, that's usually how people bet. And
hey, bro, the Niners are only the Lions are -3 against the Niners suck. Let's bet the Lions. And it was.
And that's what's going on throughout this entire season. The team that should win, the team that's more talented is winning. It's really that simple.
But I will tell you, I think officiating in the NFL has been the worst it's ever been.
Yes.
I'm worried. I'll tell you this. Guys, I get that you love when you take these, I call them fish plays, and they win. And I get it, and I respect it. But be careful, because the NFL is going to start getting mad, and then you're going to really hate the NFL because they're going to start swinging that sword the other side, and they're going to cut your head off with it. So be careful.
I think you're going to see that a lot in this playoff, because this is the any given Sunday year that I truly believe. This is the year that, much like years in the past where you see a team like the New York Giants make a playoff run and all of a sudden they're up against what people believe is a juggernaut.
The Goliath.
Yep, and then they somehow win. I do think whoever is going to get hot right now at this time of the year is going to be the team that makes it run.
Weren't the Giants against the Patriots in that Super Bowl 2008?
Yeah. That was the undefeated Patriots.
Wasn't that a 13-point line in the Super Bowl?
I'll confirm it.
I mean, I think it was 13. 10 or 13.
Listen, it was the undefeated Patriots versus the hot Giants.
And I had the Giants in that game. I was in college celebrating in 08. It was 08. Good times. Good times.
Yep.
Allie can tell you. Great times. All right. Next, here we go. Browns at the Ravens. Guys, it's an 18-point line. I don't want to touch the game. Period. You could bet it if you want. I'll tell you this: the Ravens are playing for the division. If they win the division. If the Browns win, they get nothing. So, I mean, yeah, if you want to lay $1 million, you could maybe win 100,000. Maybe. I don't even know the line.
I just can't say, guys.
Is it
You
10
got
to
to
1.
I believe it was.
Sorry. You'd have to risk $1.8 million to win 100,000 on the Ravens this week if you wanted to take a money line.
Right.
These books are getting mad, so now they're putting out crazy juice.
Guys, be very careful in this game for the sole fact that while the Ravens need to win the division, the Ravens most likely will win. Will they win by 17 and a half? Maybe not, because they might be up 10 or 13 at some point in this game and just pull back the reins and kind of say, hey, if we got to put the guys back in to kind of win this game, then we will. But for right now, let's keep our team healthy.
I think that's where people get hurt. Like, this is the type of stuff when it starts happening. All right, next one. Bengals at the Steelers. Bengals need to win, but they also need some games to go their way. I lean Bengals here. I don't know how I feel 100% right now, but I lean Bengals. Do you have a pick?
I really, really want to say that the Bengals are going to win this game. I don't think... Does Pittsburgh have any reason to win?
Don't the Steelers need a get-right game?
Yeah, I mean, they do. Pittsburgh, if assuming Baltimore wins the game before, because these are Saturday games, Baltimore would have clinched the North prior to the Bengals-Steelers kicking off. So they would be basically only positioned for the 5 or 6 seed. If the Steelers were to lose at home to the Bengals, they could drop to the 6 and avoid playing Houston and then have to have a rematch with Baltimore for a third time. Ooh. So that is some incentive to play that game. They wouldn't have...
I think they'd rather face the Texans.
Yeah, they would.
It'll be a good game, though.
So if the Steelers win...
They clinch the 5.
And they'll play the Texans.
Yep.
You know what?
Man.
You know what? I'm gonna get rid of that Bengals lean. The more I talk about it, it feels like a get-right game for Pittsburgh, and I think they'd love to face the Texans. So I'm going to lean Pittsburgh plus 1.5. It's super uncomfortable, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's going to be a lean for me as well, as I do believe they would much rather see the Texans rather than the Ravens.
They might even be favored, perhaps, over Houston. That would be an interesting line when it comes out.
Absolutely.
Weekend.
Absolutely.
They will be favored.
They will beat Houston down, I believe.
I think they'd be -3 against Houston. That'd be my prediction there. All right, next one. Dallas is facing Washington at home at Jerry's World. I'm taking +5, Dallas +5, and plus 185, plus 180.
Yeah.
I'm taking that. I like it. I feel comfortable with it. I don't think the Commanders care if they win or lose. I know there's some seeding, stipulations, but I think Jerry's got to win to end the year, and that's where I stand.
I'm going to go Zach Ertz receptions in this game, playing against a Cowboys team that loves to give up a ton of receiving yardage, especially to the tight end position. I'm going to take Zach Ertz, not his yards, but his receptions in the game. Danny, why don't you tell us what's at stake for Ertz in this game?
Yeah, if he gets 2 touchdowns, that might be tough. We got some likelier ones.
He got 2 last week, though.
He did, too. Hey, maybe he's going to be the hot man. 2 touchdowns for $250K. He cashes in with 9 catches. He gets another $250K, and 90 yards also would cash in for $250K. And the Cowboys have allowed the 3rd most receiving production to opposing tight ends. So Ertz, and you mentioned it, big time catch in overtime. He's been stepping up, a long journeyman postseason warrior for in this case Washington.
I mean, those are some good props to watch, but I'm on Dallas here.
Yep, getting points.
All right, next game, Bears at the Packers. Guys, I've been burned by the Bears all year long. I don't plan on stopping now. I'm just going to go down with the ship and just chalk the season up. I'm going to call it a loss, taking the Bears plus 10, and I'm taking the Bears money line plus 350. I know. I don't need the insults in the comments. I'm going to ride my team one more time, and then next year I'm going to literally just, unless if they hire Ben Johnson, I'll be a Bear fan. But if they don't hire the right coach, I'm out. Period. I'm done. And I don't care if people call me a flip-flopper. I'm gone. Bears can suck it. I'm picking a new team.
You know what, Cuzzy? If the Bears don't hire the right coach, I've already told you many, many times that Ben Johnson is the right coach. If they don't hire the right coach,
And I'm okay with John Gruden too.
I'm gonna be the flip flopper with you. I can no longer support this team. I can't hurt myself any longer watching bad coaching and bad performances. So I'm with you on that. I will be watching this game, not touching it whatsoever.
Shout out to the people that took Bears under their win total though.
Sure.
They were panicking when it was 4-2.
Yeah.
And then they just they sailed.
Before the season, I'm 100% guilty. I would have told you that the Bears would have got,
Over.
what was it, 8.5?
Yeah.
8.5.
It looked like a
wins.
lock
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
before that Hail Mary.
It looked excellent with the talent that they have on the team. It's the most disappointing Bears season that I've ever been a part of because I expected so much out of this team.
No kidding. All right, next one. Jags at the Colts. I have no pick here. I don't like anything. Nothing makes sense. It's one of those games. Both teams don't care. Jaguars probably want to lose just so they can get some seeding for the draft. But I don't know.
I'll be taking the Colts on the money line. Colts at home. I like when the Colts are at home. I think they play with a ton of conviction when they're at their own place. When they're on the road, I stay far, far away from them. Could be Joe Flacco's last game. Could it be his last game?
Could be.
Could be his
It could
last
be.
game.
Ever.
I mean, Joey Flack might go out there and just do whatever he could do. It could be his last game ever. I'll take the Colts on the money line over Jacksonville.
I like that. Like
it.
Hard to hate it.
Yep.
Next one. Panthers at the Falcons. Falcons costed me a small house in a suburb of a somewhat nice community, losing on Sunday. And that kicker, I just, man, I needed that Asian to go out there and kill that kick.
And he wasn't even in the lineup.
He wasn't even in the lineup,
which actually hurt them because that kick by Patterson,
it wasn't even close.
it was so right down the middle,
He hit it too high.
but it just was so short. So you got to think, if your boy's in that situation, it's not only down the middle, but he pounds those things through
He
the
probably
net.
puts it through the net at 50. He puts it through the net at 50. So, I mean, he would have definitely had the leg to get it there. I don't know. I'm very frustrated with that team. I don't even want to talk about it.
Falcons have to win, however.
Yep.
Falcons need to win, and they need a prayer that Tampa loses, but we'll get into that. Next game, Kansas City Chiefs are plus 11.
Yep.
Just saying. So here's the thing. If Denver loses
Correct.
and the Bengals win, but then the Dolphins lose, the Bengals would be in.
Bingo.
But if Denver loses, but Miami wins, Miami's in.
Correct.
What a gross.
But if Denver wins this game,
They're in.
they're in.
They're in.
And man, I hope they win. And I love this Broncos team. They play with a lot of heart and soul. I love Sean Payton. I've told you guys all year. I
They're
love
at
Bo
home.
Nix.
We've been talking about this team. We liked them to make the playoffs at plus 250 a long time ago.
Yep.
I liked them, and I hope they win because I don't want to see Miami for sure.
I'll take Cortland Sutton over 80 receiving in this game. If he
Yes.
gets over 80 in this game, he gets a
82.
nickel.
Yep. Yes.
82 yards.
Yeah.
Is what he needs for 500.
I'll take him over 80.
Like it.
That's when you go to your, hey, cuz, I need 82 yards for 500,000.
Yeah, he tells the rookie, listen,
I'll buy
cousin,
you a Rolex.
You're new to this league. You give me
Yep.
that ball for 82 plus. You hear me?
I'll spiff you out, 50K. Next one, New Orleans is at Tampa. These teams despise each other. So this is the only reason why I'm going to take this. I'm taking New Orleans plus 14 on the pure fact that they would love to ruin their season.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I think New Orleans hates Tampa so much. I think them beating them would be like monumental. And Dylan Gabriel just turned the ball over at
yeah.
the 50-yard line.
Turnover on downs.
Fourth and
Yeah.
on down.
Beautiful.
Yep.
And now Ohio State's going to have, they can go 52 yards.
Go
It's
20 plus.
17-0 right now?
42 yards to score a touchdown, cuz.
Yeah, their defense is playing lights out.
Beautiful. Buckeyes.
Buckeyes.
Yeah.
Love it.
So I'm taking New Orleans plus 14 here. I think it's an uncomfortable bet because I have seen Tampa just blitz people.
Danny, did you get that Mike Evans prop by chance?
Yes, Mike Evans needs 5 catches, 85 yards to earn a massive $3 million bonus.
I can promise you he's getting that.
I'm
He was
taking
get- he was-
I'm
yeah, he
taking you heard it. You heard it right there. Mike Evans over 5 catches, Mike Evans over 85. I'll be on both of those. Mike Evans is playing for listen to me. There's guys playing for 250, 500.
They don't even have props up for this game yet.
This guy's playing This guy's playing for $3 million. How many times have we seen Mike Evans get 5 catches and 85 yards? Like clockwork. I'll be all over that. He's going for $3 million, cuz.
And the over is 51, so they're expecting a lot of points. Bucks
That's
should get
no
a lot.
small bag.
No.
No, not at all.
Get him the rock. They got to win anyways. They got to get the
Correct.
ball to Evans.
They do have to win. All right, next one. Giants are at Philly. I'm going to take the Giants +3. I think Philly's they already got the 2 seed locked up. I think they're going to try and play some safe football. I think they're going to play their, oh boy.
Jeremiah did it again.
Ooh.
It's about to be 24-0.
This is a statement game, by
It
the
really
way.
is.
This game used to be tight. This
Yes.
game was tight at one time.
Guys, it's about to be 24-0 in that Oregon game.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Smith, you heard it here first. He's the next Julio Jones is my NFL comparison. Get the ball in his hands 5 yards away and let his 6'3" body locomotive down the field. I love Jeremiah, man. He is electric.
Nothing makes me happier, though.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, I lost on this Oregon-Ohio State game earlier in the year.
Sure.
And I even said, I posted it at like 9 a.m. I'm like, Ohio State and Notre Dame today. Period.
Yep.
Money line. That's it. One game got canceled. God bless the people in New Orleans. That's devastating.
Yep.
But at least we're gonna still get that game tomorrow, and everyone will be safe. That's real sad situation.
Terrible.
But yeah, long story short, I'm happy that Oregon's getting blitzed because I had people on my DMs all morning. Quack, quack, go
Sure.
birds. Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, quack, quack. You're down
Yeah.
24-0.
Yep.
Next game, Frisco at Zona. This is a game that a lot of people thought could dictate the division at one point in this season. It's dictating nothing. Many of these guys will be on a trip to their favorite island after the game.
No Purdy. Dobbs is starting. And on the other side, Kyler Murray, he does $750K bonus if he gets up to 600 yards. He's at 550. So he needs 50 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown to get that $750K bonus. No Mike Evans, $3 million, but $750K is not bad. That's probably a lot.
I think I'd say he's king of the short kings in the NFL, and
Yes.
750 large stacks up pretty tall.
It does.
So he needs how many rushing yards?
50.
50?
Yeah.
50 yards and 1 rushing touchdown for
Yep, for Kyler.
750K.
Yes.
Well, keep your eye on that for $750K. That ain't that hard of a task to do in a game that don't matter.
Yeah, he might just go run around to do it. Yeah, right. I'll tell you this. I would.
I would too.
All right, next one. Buffalo at New England. I'm taking New England +3. They played him real tight before. Now the line smells like provolone. I'm just
Leave it alone.
I would assume Trubisky's playing
Yep.
He is.
based on
Yeah.
the line. That's what I saw. And I'm going to take New England +3. And I hope it's Jacoby Brissett. We'll find out.
Yeah.
It should be Brissett. I mean,
they were
May got
right
banged
away.
up in that
No, I
last
know.
game,
Yep.
but he came back in.
I know.
But they'll probably sit him this
Yes.
time for Brissett.
I'd prefer to see Brissett in the game.
God, that game's horrible.
Yeah, it is.
Whatever. Next one. Texans, Titans. Do you have a pick?
Oh, man.
Absolutely not.
I'll take Titans +1. I don't love it, but I'm going to take it.
Right.
I'm going against the grain on a lot of stuff this week, just based on the pure idea that the sports books at some point have to win. And I've just been watching the public do nothing but win. So this is not like I'm taking all my hey, I looked at this research. I'm throwing research out the window. I'm going back to the Marco that became $1 Million Marco, and that's what I'm doing.
I like that. Keep an eye on this game. I know Tony Pollard is a guy of the essence in this game per se. Why don't you go ahead and give what he's got going on? Keep in mind though, he does have a bum ankle and the flu that he's just getting over.
Right. He needs 83 rushing yards for $250,000, so $250K. And if he could get 2 rushing touchdowns, he cashes in another $250K. And Houston may be resting some guys. Stroud not expected to start. And you wonder how much they're going to use Joe Mixon. It's a low over-under, so that could favor Pollard and a Tennessee team that has enjoyed running the ball when they can. Because when they throw it, we've seen Will Levis early in the year, and of course Rudolph lately.
Titans +1. That's it. Period.
Go.
Next game.
Go Titans.
Miami at the Jets. So Miami needs to win. They need the Broncos to lose, and they're in. I'm going to take the Jets +3. I think the season's over. I just do.
Yeah, Snoop Hundley starting.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the Jets +3 in this game. The Jets for me have been much like the Bears for you. I stopped betting them after some time this year, after I got hurt badly by them.
I didn't.
But Rodgers is chasing that one touchdown for the 500 passing touchdowns in his career. The Jets are pretty much in turmoil. They're on their last game. They could spoil it for Miami.
I'll tell you this: they
I'll
don't
take the
care.
Jets +3.
It's the worst bet in the world because the team completely gave up.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play, but I think that the Jets at home, people want to just go out there, and it's going to be like one of those. If it's a coin flip, I'm taking +3, and that's how the game feels. Period.
Okay.
Next game, Seattle at the Rams. There is no playoff implications here, but Geno Smith needs 186 yards passing for a $2 million bonus. He gonna get that money. He also wins $2 million if Seattle wins. It gets to 10 wins.
Yes.
So he gets $2 million if they win the game.
Right.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm taking
that's nice money.
Seattle on the money line and Geno Smith over 200 passing. That'll probably pay even money for a two-teamer. You could laugh at it all you want, but if that guy gets a chance to make $2 million and then another $2 million, he's making $4 million.
Is that a $4 million game?
I believe so. Yeah.
He's making $4 million if his team wins and he throws for 200. So while he makes $4, make yourself some even money.
Yeah,
Right? That's what I'm giving.
Nothing
for you.
to do with that.
Sure.
God damn. Jimmy G. Oh my god.
Oh, because that strength of victory the Rams clinched on that Sunday night.
That is
yeah.
absolutely
Chaos. Yeah.
crazy.
You think they'd be throwing even if they're up 7-10? The only worry would be if Seattle goes up like 20-0 and he doesn't have 200 yards by then you wonder if they're still throwing. But for the $4 million,
They're going to be
throwing.
He'll be doing this.
Money.
He'll be doing this. You want me to run the ball? Check. Check.
I like it.
DK Metcalf, Smith and Jigba. Let's go.
I like it.
100,000%.
I think so.
Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
It's a low
It sounds
number,
like
too.
Team
free
ownership's
money.
going to be like, pull him out.
That would be
So that's
all
a
in.
minus 258, and him to throw for 200 is probably like minus 300. So you put those combined, you're looking at like even money.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's a layup if you ask me. I mean,
Me too. I'm on that.
FUCK. I don't know. I like it.
Make sure
All
you
right.
get out that. Hey, that would be perfect. You should bet that what I just said solely because it's your boy Geno on his last
For
lap.
$4 million, though? I mean, that's crazy. All right, next one. Chargers at the Raiders. I'm on the Raiders +5 here. I don't think the Chargers care. I think they'd rather be healthy. I think it's going to end up
Yeah.
being the Harbaugh Bowl anyway.
Yeah.
I think they're going to face the Ravens.
Yeah, especially if the Steelers would beat the Bengals, then for sure they'd have nothing to play for. If the Steelers lose, they potentially could, but like you said, it's looking like that Harbaugh Bowl in the 6-3 AFC seed.
You know what, Cuzzy? I wasn't gonna, but I'm gonna ride the Raiders with you. You're on the Raiders +5?
I am.
I'm on the Raiders +5, especially because I do agree with you entirely. The Chargers, while they are a diamond in the rough playoff team, they know that when they enter the playoffs, they need to enter 1,000,000% healthy if they are going to win any games in the playoffs. I'll be on the Raiders +5 as well. The Raiders.
Yep.
The Raiders.
And the next game, it is the most anticipated game. It's for the NFC North. It's for all the marbles. It's 14-2 versus 14-2. It's Skull versus the Lions. It's going to be a showdown. I mean, listen, while it is the last game of the season and while both these teams are in the playoffs, you've got the 1 and the 5 seed at stake. The way the NFL is set up, you could go 14-3 and end up as the number 1 wild card spot, number 5, which puts you in an unfavorable position. In fact, Danny, explain the stipulations of how the 1 and the 5 kind of plays out.
Right. Yeah. And first off, unless the 6 and 7 seed both win, the 5 seed is going to have no home games in the playoffs. So obviously, this is a huge game. It's a fun fact here. Since the playoffs expanded to 5 teams in 1978, 1 seeds, this does combine AFC and NFC, but it puts into perspective, 49 1 seeds have appeared in the Super Bowl. Only 3 5 seeds have. So it is a tough uphill climb battle, what you will, for the loser in this matchup. Certainly the loser will be going to either play Tampa or the Rams, and then you're potentially looking at a rematch of the winner. It's just a lot.
Wow.
I'm putting together a parlay.
While you do that, can I go ahead and give a pick?
Feel free.
I'm going to give you 2 picks in this game. I'm going to give you the Vikings on the money line, plus 124. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'm then going to give you the over 55 in this game. I think both of these teams, while they score a ton on offense, that's not really what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Flores, who's going to be bringing blitz, versus the Lions, who are going to be slinging it. And then I'm also going to be looking at the Vikings, who are going to be slinging the shit out of it, versus a secondary and the Lions that really makes me nervous right now. I have to say, they make me very, very nervous. So I'll be on the over 55 and the Vikings on the money line. The Vikings are getting 2.5 in this game.
Yeah, and so at the moment, yeah.
Should I take the Vikings +3 instead of the ML?
I'm taking +3.
Yeah, I'm taking +3. I'll take the Vikings +3 and the over 55. You heard it here, Vikings +3.
All right. I'm going to give you a play that pays 100 to 1 to end the season. I'm going to put 30 grand on it, and I pray it hits because, Lord, I need a winner. Here's how it's going to go. I'm going to start with the Steelers +3 on Saturday. I'm going to go to the Bears +10, the Patriots +3, the Titans +1, the Vikings +3, the Seahawks money line, the Saints +14, and the Giants +3. I know it's a lot of legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 legs for a little over 100 to 1. I like it. I don't love it. It's been a tough season. You have every right to insult me and not like what I've done this year. I own it with complete transparency, and I have no regrets because I bet every single thing I said I liked on this show. So with that being said, it's been an absolute pleasure. I wish you nothing but losses if you fade me. And and I wish you a happy 2025. Bet smart, bet responsible, and make sure you tune in. We're getting a new guest set up with, this week. Everyone, these corporate people, they take off like 3 weeks at the end of the year. It's wild how that works. And Ohio State's now up 31-0.
We love this.
We're
I
gonna
hope
call
they
that-
score 80.
That's game over, boys. We'll see you next time.
Happy New Year.